Hello. Welcome to a place where we love to whisper the world's most intriguing stories. Each video is designed to relax your mind while keeping your curiosity alive. Put on your headphones, close your eyes, and let the quiet voice of mystery guide you through the unknown. Tonight, I invite you to settle in, relax, and gently open your mind as we explore one of the strangest mysteries of modern memory. It is called the Mandela Effect. Have you ever been absolutely certain of a memory, only to discover that reality seems to disagree with you? Perhaps you remember a movie line, a logo, or even a historical fact one way, but when you go back to check, you find that it never existed as you recall. This strange phenomenon has captured the attention of millions of people across the world. Some believe it is a simple trick of memory. Others whisper of parallel universes, colliding timelines, or hidden glitches in our reality. In this journey, we'll gently explore the origins of the Mandela Effect, the most famous examples, and the theories that might explain it. So, close your eyes if you'd like, let your body soften, and let the calm curiosity guide you. We're about to step into a world where memory bends, and reality may not be what it seems. The Mandela Effect gets its name from a very specific event. In the 1980s and early 1990s, many people, especially outside of South Africa, carried a clear memory that Nelson Mandela, the anti-apartheid revolutionary, had died while in prison. They remembered detailed news reports, even scenes of a funeral, broadcast across the world. And yet, Mandela did not die in prison. He was released in 1990, went on to become South Africa's president, and lived until 2013. When news of his actual passing spread, a large group of people were shocked. They insisted they had already lived through that moment decades before. This shared false memory became so striking, so collective, that it gave birth to the phrase, the Mandela Effect. It was coined in 2009 by a writer named Fiona Broome. At a conference, she spoke of her memory of Mandela's death in prison, only to discover many others had the same recollection. From there, more and more examples of curious misremembered realities began to surface, and people started to wonder, was this just faulty memory, or was something far more mysterious unfolding? Let's drift now through some of the most famous examples of the Mandela Effect. Take a deep breath, and notice if any of these memories resonate with you. One of the most well-known is the children's book series, The Berenstain Bears. Many recall it as the Berenstain Bears, spelled with E-ion, and yet, every surviving copy shows it spelled Berenstain, with E-ion. For thousands of adults who grew up with the series, this revelation feels like entering an alternate timeline. Another classic example comes from Star Wars. Perhaps you've whispered the line in your mind, Luke, I am your father. It is one of the most quoted lines in film history. But in the actual movie, Darth Vader never says those words. Instead he says, no, I am your father. This subtle difference has sparked endless debates. Or consider Snow White. Do you remember the phrase, mirror, mirror on the wall? That's how many of us recall it. Yet the original line is, magic mirror on the wall. The mirror never spoke to itself. It was always the magic mirror. Then there is the Monopoly Man. Do you picture him with a monocle? Many do. It feels obvious. A wealthy character, surely he wore one. But in truth, he never has. No official artwork shows him with a monocle at all. Fruit of the Loom's logo is another curious case. Some swear the design once featured a cornucopia, with fruit spilling from a woven horn. But the cornucopia has never existed in their branding. The fruit has always stood alone. And who could forget Looney Tunes? Did you remember it spelled Looney Tunes? With double O's like cartoons, many do. But it has always been tunes, spelled like music. Even geography has not been immune. Some recall New Zealand positioned to the west of Australia, when it has always been to the southeast. Others insist the United States had only 51 or even 52 states, instead of 50. These examples, playful, frustrating, sometimes unsettling, all share one thing. They reveal how confidently we can hold on to memories that do not align with the record of reality. So, how can we explain this? How can millions of people recall events, phrases, or images that seem never to have existed? The simplest explanation is psychology. Human memory is not a perfect recorder. It is fluid, flexible, and prone to suggestion. When we revisit old memories, we reconstruct them like rebuilding a puzzle with missing pieces. Sometimes, we misplace the pieces, and a false memory is born. Group memory can amplify this effect. When one person confidently recalls Luke, "I am your father," others may echo it, reinforcing the error until it feels undeniable. This is known as confabulation, where the brain fills in gaps with plausible details, without intending to deceive. But for some, this explanation feels too neat, too easy. They argue that the sheer scale of collective false memories hints at something stranger. One theory is the multiverse. Perhaps there are countless parallel realities, existing side by side. If at times these realities brush against one another, small details may bleed through. You may remember the Monopoly man with a monocle, because in another universe, he truly had one. Another idea borrows from quantum physics. If reality itself is like a vast simulation, perhaps the Mandela Effect is evidence of glitches, errors in the code of our world. Logos changing, lines shifting, geography bending, could be signs of updates or rewrites in the program we call reality. And then, there are those who believe consciousness itself is not bound to one universe, that in dreams, meditation, or moments of déjà vu, we drift across timelines. Our minds carry fragments of these travels back with us, leaving us with ghostly memories of worlds we can no longer reach. Whether the Mandela Effect is a simple trick of memory, or a glimpse into parallel universes, one thing is clear: it reminds us that reality is not always as solid as we think. The human mind is powerful, mysterious, and deeply connected to the world around it. And sometimes, when we notice these cracks in the fabric of memory, we are reminded to question what is real and what is possible. So tonight, as you rest, allow yourself to wonder: have you lived through small shifts that no one else seems to notice? Do you recall a detail, a phrase, a logo that has seemingly changed? And most of all, if memories can bend and worlds can overlap, then perhaps, just perhaps, we are all travelers between realities, without even knowing it. I'll leave you with this question to dream about. When you wake tomorrow, how will you know that the world you remember is the one you still live in?